speculation that Meghan Markle went under the knife before her Paris disaster trip.
Today we're going to start with Meghan Markle. She's been in the news recently. She's kind of always in the news. I think she's a very attractive biracial girl or woman.
Hollywood thrives on transformation, glamour, and secrets that lurk behind closed doors. But sometimes, even the most controlled image can shatter in a blink. For Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, who once held the world spellbound with her poise and charm, every smile, every pose, every camera flash had always been artfully curated. Yet this time, the mask slipped. The filters vanished. And what emerged? The unfiltered truth, raw, human, and shockingly real. According to whispers from inside her latest documentary set, chaos erupted this week. A leak, one so explosive it set social media ablaze, left the Duchess shaken to her core. And if insiders are to be believed, Meghan's reaction was nothing short of furious.
Increased her breast size, and most likely due to breast augmentation. And then, interesting with her and someone in general, she decided to take them out probably because then we see that they shrunk back down again. And again, unless you're doing, lifts and different things.
It all started with what was supposed to be a private consultation, a discreet meeting with a top Hollywood plastic surgeon known for sculpting the faces of the elite. But in a twist no one saw coming, the surgeon accidentally shared behind-the-scenes images that were never meant for public eyes. These weren't the glossy, retouched shots we're used to. No, these were raw, natural, unedited. She's always in control, one insider spilled, but these photos, weren't meant for anyone but her inner circle. When those images leaked, they spread like wildfire. Within hours, hashtags like #Meghan Unfiltered, #Royal Reality Check, and #Behind the Facade were trending worldwide. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all flooded with the same unfiltered truth that Meghan had fought so hard to keep hidden.
Bridge, a broad nasal base, and some tip bulbosity. At the age of 24,
Sources close to the Duchess say she lost it the moment she saw the leak. She didn't just sigh in disbelief, she snapped. Phones were flying, one insider revealed breathlessly. Staff were scrambling, people were shouting, it was panic, full-scale panic. The leaked shots reportedly showed Meghan with no makeup, under natural light, vulnerable, unguarded, and completely human. For someone whose empire was built on perfection, this was a nightmare come true. Tears, frustration, disbelief, it all poured out. She felt violated, another source confessed. It wasn't just about her privacy being invaded, it was about the world seeing the one side of her she had carefully kept hidden, her real, unfiltered self. And like any Hollywood scandal, the world didn't wait. Within moments, tabloids ran wild. Meghan exposed the photos, everyone's officially a settled sin. Talking about, from glam to real, Duchess Unfiltered, royal or human, Meghan's candid images shocked the internet. Even late-night hosts couldn't resist poking fun. One joked, "Looks like the Duchess just learned what every influencer fears. The camera sometimes catches more than you." Behind closed doors, the meltdown was even louder. Advisors, stylists, and PR agents launched into full-scale damage control, emails, takedowns, legal threats, everything. Those who'd seen the images swore they weren't scandalous, just real. They didn't show anything indecent. One insider defended. They just showed her as she really is, candid, emotional, imperfect. For someone used to seeing herself only through filters and perfect lighting, that was shocking. The Duchess wasn't ugly. She wasn't even unflattering. But she looked human, and in her world, human is the one thing she's been trained never to appear. Within hours, her entire inner circle was in a frenzy. Emergency meetings, encrypted calls, PR experts flown in, lawyers drafting cease and desists. The mission was clear: contain the damage fast. One insider put it bluntly: they weren't just fighting a leak, they were fighting a narrative. But something unexpected happened. The public didn't all turn on her. In fact, some fans loved it. Finally, the real Meghan, one comment read. Others, of course, were cruel, calling her vain, fake, or fragile. It was chaos she went through. Every emotion that day a close friend shared. Shock, anger, sadness. Then something changed. Determination. By the third hour, Meghan was reportedly pacing through her California mansion, phone glued to her hand. Should I respond? Should I stay silent? She asked her team over and over. The debate raged: speak up and risk feeding the fire, or stay quiet and appear weak. Some insiders claim she even drafted a public statement, emotional, vulnerable, but it was never released. Instead, she chose silence, strategic silence. She wanted to look strong, one confidant said. Not perfect, just strong. But Hollywood doesn't wait. Producers called emergency meetings. Do we delay the release of her documentary? One exec asked. Do we spin this? Or just pray it blows over? Some saw disaster, others smelled opportunity. Reality shows live for this kind of authenticity, and Meghan's Unfiltered moment could easily be turned into a new Raw and Real rebrand. But the danger was real. Online sympathy is a double-edged sword, one veteran consultant warned. 1 second they're praising you, the next they're tearing you apart. And right now, Meghan was standing right nicely time. On that edge, exposed, emotional, and under a microscope. Every second, hashtags climbed higher. Fans were dissecting her pores, her smile, her every expression. Reaction videos flooded TikTok. Think pieces filled YouTube. Even CNN and Entertainment Tonight couldn't resist diving in. This isn't wine. Just about pictures, a commentator said. It's about power, about how even the most polished woman in Hollywood can be stripped down by one careless leak. For Meghan, this wasn't just a PR problem. This was an identity crisis. Insiders said she barely slept. She scrolled endlessly, refreshing. Comments, watching reactions, breaking down one moment, planning revenge the next. Her world, built so carefully, suddenly felt like it was collapsing. Would she let this define her? Or turn it into her next reinvention? Hollywood was divided. Some insiders believed the leak could help her, finally making her relatable, authentic, and real. Others said it could destroy her, reducing her from Duchess to drama. But one thing was certain, Meghan wasn't going down quietly. She's been through worse, a close friend insisted. She's faced the British tabloids, royal family drama, global hate. This is just another battle. By the next morning, Hollywood woke up to a digital storm. Studio executives, agents, and publicists huddled in meetings, caffeine-fueled and panic-stricken. Should we delay her show? One Netflix producer asked. Do we edit her image differently? Public opinion was volatile? Talent agencies whispered about distancing their clients. Some brands quietly pressed pause on collaborations. Others, they saw gold. This is vulnerability, a PR strategist said. And in 2025, vulnerability sells. For 3 straight days, Meghan Unfiltered ruled social media. Millions debated, mocked, and sympathized. She's just human, wrote one fan. Welcome to the real world, Duchess, sneered another. And amid all that noise, Meghan sat in her home, phone in hand, eyes tired but fierce. She wasn't giving up control, she was reclaiming it. She didn't want to fight the leak, one advisor revealed. She wanted to reframe it, turn pain into power. In private, she plotted carefully, methodically. Every photo release, every planned appearance, every subtle statement was now part of a strategy. She's rebuilding, an insider whispered. Brick by brick, news outlets couldn't stop talking. From royal glam to raw reality, Meghan's image under fire, Hollywood's newest redemption arc, the headlines kept coming. Even brands began rethinking her image. Some withdrew, but others leaned in. Authenticity is the new luxury, one fashion exec said. If Meghan embraces it, she could own it. Her team knew it too. They weren't just cleaning up a scandal, they were staging a comeback. One PR consultant described the plan perfectly. Think Phoenix. You burn, you rise, you shine again brighter than before. But as with everything Meghan touches, opinions split. Some fans hailed her strength, others mocked her tears. Some saw a survivor, others a manipulator. What nobody could deny, though, was this: the world was watching. Every move, every glance, every word mattered. The leak had stripped away her armor, but maybe, just maybe, it revealed something the world hadn't seen before the woman behind the image. And that's where her story turns next. For the next few days, Meghan's world was a whirlwind. Calls from her team came nonstop, journalists kept digging, and her name dominated every trending chart imaginable. Meghan Unfiltered was no longer just a hashtag, it was a global obsession. Every news outlet, every entertainment page, every gossip blog had something to say. Some were sympathetic, others merciless. Inside her mansion, Meghan was pacing the floors, restless, replaying everything. Over and over. How could this happen? She reportedly asked in disbelief. Who would do this to me? Her team was still hunting for answers. Was it a mistake? A betrayal? Or someone close enough to have access to those private photos? The tension was unbearable. Insiders revealed that she barely ate, barely slept. She was devastated, one source shared. She kept scrolling through social media, watching commentary videos, reading threads, It was breaking her heart, not just the mockery, but the loss of control. And yet, even through that emotional storm, there was something undeniable. Meghan's fighting spirit. After hours of silence and tears, something clicked. She looked at her reflection, raw and tired, and reportedly said to her team, "They think they've seen the real me? Then I'll show them what real strength looks like." From that moment, the strategy changed. The find is not the strategy. Duchess wasn't hiding anymore. She was preparing for a reinvention. Her PR team called an emergency meeting. "We can either bury this," one strategist said, "or we can own it." The room fell silent, but Meghan knew exactly what she wanted. "We own it," she declared. "If they want unfiltered, I'll fidelity. Give them unfiltered, but on my terms." Her first move was subtle but powerful. She began appearing more natural in her private footage. Minimal makeup, candid smiles, genuine moments with her family, no statements, no interviews, just quiet authenticity. And the reaction? Instant. Fans who once criticized her suddenly started defending her. "She looks beautiful without filters," one tweet read. "Finally, the real Meghan. No royal mask." Even her critics began to soften. One popular columnist wrote, "Love her or hate her, Meghan knows how to turn a scandal into a spotlight." Meanwhile, behind the scenes, brands and producers started paying attention again. "The numbers don't lie," a streaming executive admitted. The controversy only made her more relevant. People can't look away. Her upcoming projects, once on pause, suddenly gained renewed interest. "There's almost 7/7, something magnetic about imperfection," a Hollywood producer said. "People relate to flaws, and Meghan, for the first time, feels relatable." But it wasn't all smooth sailing. The trolls were relentless. Memes flooded social media, mocking her expressions, her skin, even her emotions. Yet, Meghan didn't respond. That silence became her power. Each day she remained quiet. Her mystique grew stronger. Close friends described her transformation as strategic but soulful. She was hurt, yes, one friend confessed, but she also saw the bigger picture. For years, she's been accused of being too calculated, too polished. Now she has a chance to be raw, and she's smart enough to use it. Days turned into weeks, and the media storm began to evolve. What started as humiliation was slowly turning into admiration. Articles shifted tone. From scandal to strength, Meghan's quiet comeback, unfiltered but unbroken, the Duchess reclaims her image. Hollywood, ever the opportunist, began to circle back. Streaming platforms that once hesitated now saw potential. Producers whispered about a documentary once centered not on her fall, but on her rise. Imagine a story about image, identity, and resilience. One executive pitched, "It's everything audiences crave: raw emotion, celebrity vulnerability, and redemption." Meanwhile, Meghan herself seemed calmer. Friends said she spent more time with her children, focusing on her family, regaining her peace. But make no mistake, she was watching everything. Every post, every reaction, she sees it all, an insider confirmed. She's not backing down. She's studying the storm she's in so she can control it. And soon enough, her silence began speaking louder than any statement could. Commentators started asking, is Meghan planning something big? Theories spread: a new interview, a statement, maybe even a documentary response. Nobody knew, but everyone was waiting. What's undeniable is this: Meghan has faced the cruelest sides of fame before the tabloids, the royal backlash, the internet mobs, and every single time she's managed to rise again. Now, as this latest scandal fades into something bigger, a narrative shift, it feels like history might repeat itself. The Duchess, who once lost everything, is once again turning chaos into opportunity. Whether you love her or can't stand her, one thing's certain: Meghan knows how to make the world talk. And this time she's letting the noise work for her. Because if there's one thing Hollywood respects more than perfection, it's a comeback. And Meghan Markle, she's just getting started.